Hi, I'm Steve Younis. Welcome to the Speeding Bulletin, your Superman news video recapping the events of the week October 14th to October 20th, 2016. Our top news stories this week included: will we see Tyler Hoechlin in a spin-off Superman TV series? Gal Gadot talks about the Justice League cast, and we check out the comic books due out in January. Let's investigate these news stories and more in this week's Speeding Bulletin. In movie news, in an interview with Hey You Guys, Gal Gadot, sitting alongside Jon Hamm to promote their new film Keeping Up with the Joneses, spoke about working on the Justice League film and how each of the cast members is so much like the character they're playing.
They're lovely people. It's funny because literally each and every one of them is the character in a weird way. Henry is super, he has this goodwill and is polished and is pure, and Ben is more cynical and more dark and more, Batman-y. And
it's not much, but a behind-the-scenes video from the making of Man of Steel was shared on Twitter this week. The video was taken on location in Yorkville, Illinois during the rehearsals for filming for Man of Steel, in which Superman saves Lois from her fall from Zod's spaceship. Director Zack Snyder can be seen on the ground observing the two as they hang high up in the air on wires.
Have you been up here, Zach?
Up there? No.
It's beautiful.
What do you see?
Corn. Corn.
Wow.
Yeah.
In TV news, this week's new episode of Supergirl was titled The Last Children of Krypton, and the CW issued a promotional image for the episode showing Superman carrying Supergirl, an image which is an unmistakable reference to the cover of Crisis on Infinite Earths number 7. Our own T.A. Hewitt submitted his review for this episode, giving it a 5 out of 5, saying Benoist and Hoechlin have excellent chemistry for the roles they play, which is that of two people who enjoy spending time together. In an extensive interview with EmpireOnline.com, Tyler Hoechlin talks about his acting career, having to choose between acting and baseball, his career choices, auditioning to play Superman for Man of Steel, and of course playing Superman on the Supergirl TV series. As for whether he'd be interested in playing Superman in his own spin-off TV series, he said, "Oh man, again, one of those things where it's a bridge to cross when you get to it. We'll see what happens. I will say I have had an immense amount of fun doing it, so I can be persuaded to come back." In an extended clip from his interview with DC All Access, exclusive to comicbookresources.com, Tyler Hoechlin spoke about the fan reaction to his version of Superman.
Very nice. They've been very nice, which I appreciate. Thank you all very much. I think it's one of those things going into it where I knew that there would always be strong opinions. It's a character that's been around for such a long time that everyone has a pre-existing idea of what they want it to be, what it should be to them. So that's just kind of something that you accept, and we, again, had things that we found interesting, and that's something we committed to. And at the end of the day, that's a nice thing as an actor, because you know that if people enjoy it, then great. They enjoyed your vision of it and what you kind of liked about it as well.
With Tyler Hoechlin's appearance as Superman in the first two episodes of Supergirl Season 2, fans have been speculating on whether the CW could launch a spin-off TV series for the Man of Steel. During a recent Q&A session, executive producer Andrew Kreisberg explained how happy they've been having been able to bring Superman into their TV universe, but that's really the extent of their focus for the immediate future. He said, "I'm not going to sit here and say that there's never going to be a world in which there's a Superman TV show and that Tyler's going to star in it. I don't know what the future holds, but right now that's not our focus." The CW released an official promo for the third episode of Season 2 of Supergirl, titled Welcome to Earth. An attack is made on the President as hot-button alien versus human rights issues heat up in National City. Supergirl and the DEO are assigned to protect the President and bring in the responsible party. Alex teams up with Detective Maggie Sawyer to investigate the case, while Kara searches for a recent escaped Mon-El, who she fears may be the alien behind the assault. This episode is scheduled to air on the CW in the USA on Monday, October 24th at 8 p.m. The CW also issued an official description for the fourth episode of Season 2 of Supergirl, titled Survivors. When Kara and Alex investigate the murder of an unregistered alien, the trail leads to an alien fight club run by Roulette, the ringmaster who commands aliens to fight in Mortal Kombat for the entertainment of rich humans. While trying to stop the fighting, Supergirl and Martian Manhunter find themselves up against a surprising opponent. Meanwhile, Hank is thrilled to have found another Martian and tries to get to know Magan better. Supergirl takes Mon-El under her wing and begins to train him. This episode is scheduled to air on Monday, October 31st. Late last month, the CW revealed that the upcoming crossover between Supergirl, The Flash, Arrow and DC Legends of Tomorrow will be the result of an invasion by the alien race known as the Dominators. The story takes inspiration from a DC Comics crossover from the late 1980s titled Invasion. In an interview on the EW's SiriusXM radio show Superhero Insider, executive producer Mark Guggenheim said, "I will say that their goal is very closely related to what was established in the comics, and it does have to do with metahumans. It's very, very faithful to the comics." The three-way crossover, not four-way, will actually kick off at the end of a Supergirl episode, where Cisco and Barry Allen basically enlist Kara's help. Executive producer Mark Guggenheim explains, "The story that's being told has a beginning, middle and end. A beginning in Flash, a middle in Arrow, and an end in Legends. But Supergirl is very much a part of the whole thing, so we are crossing over four shows in 3 parts." The CW's crossover event is expected to kick off in November. 15 years ago this week, Smallville premiered on television. And to celebrate this anniversary, Superman fan Douglas Meacham, with help from Trentus Magnus, put together the Essential Smallville, a compilation of the must-see episodes of 10 seasons of Smallville. You can check it out at our website now. In comic book news, DC Comics released their January 2017 solicitations this week, and we highlighted for you all the Superman-related comics and products listed. Of special note was Action Comics 971, in which the deadly intergalactic remnants loom over Superman as he fights to protect Lex Luthor, but can the Man of Steel prove his greatest adversary deserves a fair trial, or will Superman be forced to become judge, jury and executioner? And Superman number 14, in which the new Superman of China has been taken. The Red Sun Superman of Earth 30 has been beaten, and who knows what's happened to Sunshine Superman. Someone is collecting Superman across the multiverse. This looks like a job for our Kal-El, as he is joined by Justice Incarnate in this multi-Earth epic. Check out the complete list of Superman-related comic books in the January solicitations at our website now. Starting January 2017, 2 of comics' greatest teams will combine their powers and abilities for the first time. The Justice League, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Jon Stewart, The Flash and Cyborg meet Saban's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers in a 6-issue monthly miniseries from New York Times bestselling writer Tom Taylor and artist Stephen Byrne. Look for issue 1 to be released on January 11th. Comic books we reviewed this week included Action Comics 965, which was reviewed by Michael Bailey, who said, "We're 4 months into this new era and things aren't slowing down," and he rated this issue a 5 out of 5. James Lance reviewed Supergirl number 2, giving it a 2 out of 5, saying, "Another story that feels like someone's recycling the TV show and putting it in the DC universe." And Superwoman number 3 was reviewed by T.A. Hewitt, who said, "What started off as a great and interesting title has become something of a chore," and he gave this issue a 2 out of 5 score. Mario Benisi reviewed New Superman number 4, giving it a 5 out of 5, saying, "This issue has me wishing the title were bi-weekly instead of monthly." And Earth 2 Society number 17 was reviewed by James Lance, who said, "I'm in a wait-and-see mode to see what direction is intended for Abnett's new story arc," and he gave this issue a 4 out of 5. Superman comics available this week from October 19th include Dark Knight 3 Master Race number 6, which is available in a multitude of variant covers, Injustice Gods Among Us Year 5 number 20 print edition, Justice League number 7, which is available in a variant cover, Superman number 9, which is also available in a variant cover, Trinity number 2, which is also available in a variant cover, and Supergirl by Peter David Book 1 trade paperback. Clean up in the bathroom with these Superman bathroom accessories. Get yourself these Superman Batman toothbrush holders for $10.99. Or how about a Superman bath time set for $14.99? These and other Superman bathroom accessories available from your one-stop Superman shop, the Superman homepage online store at supermanhomepage.com/shop. In other news, Prototype Studio has posted an update on their licensed Superman resin model kit, stating that production on the kit is complete and packaging has now begun. The Superman kit comes in 21 parts, including an encrypted message in Kryptonian on the base. There's an extra belt included so that you're able to paint one yellow for the classic costume or black for the Kingdom Come costume. If you've pre-ordered your Superman kit from Prototype Studio, you should receive your delivery soon. Inspired by the costumes of the characters on your favourite DC Comics TV shows, Hot Topic has released a line of jackets with flair and style. Bundle up with your DC TV faves Supergirl, Arrow, White Canary, The Flash and Selena Kyle now. Priced from $69.90, the DC TV jacket collection can be purchased from HotTopic.com. The 19th episode of Season 2 of the DC Superhero Girls animated shorts is now online, titled The Ring of Maya. When Star Sapphire accidentally drops her Violet Lantern ring down the sink, she dives into the sewer to find it, only to be greeted by the evil villain Croc. New episodes debut bi-weekly on the DC Superhero Girls website and their YouTube channel. And an acute story found on Reddit, a father known only as KJAJ1213 posted a photo of his daughter's school photograph with the message, "My daughter got to pick what she wore for her school pictures, Daddy approves." The little girl chose to wear her Supergirl costume and pose for her school photo while embracing her Henry Cavill Superman doll. And that's all the news there was for the week October 14th to October 20th. I'm Steve Younis from SupermanHomepage.com.
Great Scott! Great Scott! Great Scott!
Hello everyone, and welcome to another fabulous episode of Great Scott. I'm Scotty V. Thanks for watching. So we're 2 weeks in now to the Supergirl Season 2 show, and I must say that the second week of the show, I thought that Tyler Hoechlin, is what I'm being told is the way to pronounce his name now, was much better. I thought that they weren't trying as hard to be cute. They weren't trying as hard to be referencing the Donner movie every minute. And I thought that the story was much better as well. I thought that both characters were utilized pretty well. And yes, it's still Supergirl's show. They still want to make her the star. And I liked how it was very in character, and it was very cool the way Superman handed things off to her, the way he said he was just here to help, the way he said that he'd just fill in, or he'd do what was needed in addition to what she was able to do. It was very nice the way they handled it. I like the way their relationship is going. I'm still a little peeved that they seem to have forgotten that she had a real hard time having him around, didn't want him anywhere, didn't want him to be a part of her life, didn't want him involved in the things she had to do. And now that just seems to be swept under the rug in favor of her being very cute and happy that he's around, which she shouldn't be based on the way she acted last year, just without there being any sort of explanation as to why. Clearly, it's a psychological issue with her. She feels jealous, or she feels like she missed an opportunity to be the one who was here first, because she did. But now to just glaze over it as if it never happened, or as if she never felt that way, is a little insulting to people who have watched the show, although other fans I've talked to say they have no memory of her being upset that he was around at all. So I guess it wasn't as big, or they're just so happy with the way it's going now that they're good with it. I do feel like everyone's saying, finally the Superman we deserve, Hoechlin getting Superman right over only 2 episodes of a show where he's guest starring, and Cavill couldn't do it in 2 full movies. I think it's people, obviously, who haven't appreciated the Snyder films, which a lot of people were ready to not appreciate them as soon as they were announced as coming out. And a lot of people, critics included in all the reviews, talk about how, well, there's no Reeve, or it's no Donner film, or it's just not that good, or it can't be good unless it's this. And obviously they're hearkening back a little bit to the feeling of the Donner films, even though I don't really think he's doing an impression of Reeve. I don't think they're doing an impression of Reeve. But it's a little more happy, seemingly a lot of smiling, and I think that just makes people happy to see. I gotta say, I have probably 100 statues and figures of Superman, and I think maybe he's smiling in one of them. It's a serious look, or a grim look, or an angry look in most of the others. I guess a lot of people would say that's a mistake, or that's not the way Superman should be, or he should be happy all the time, or we don't like he's angry, or his red eyes when they draw him with those. But he's doing a lot of serious things, and he's saving people's lives, and he's fighting super criminals and people with powers. I don't know how many smiles you're going to get out of a guy who's every day deals with falling skyscrapers and having to battle with Lex Luthor and supervillains. So, I'm okay with it. I did enjoy the second episode a lot more. I hope to see Superman again on the Supergirl show. There's a lot of talk now, rumors mainly, from people hoping that there will be a Tyler Hoechlin spin-off where Superman has his own show. And I don't know. I really don't expect that they would go that way. Although maybe they will. So we'll see what happens. I'd be excited if there would be a Superman show. I'd like to meet the Lois of this universe and see how it goes. It is a little weird the more they point out how he doesn't age, which means if he's been in operation for over 12 years, when he met Lois, they were probably of the correct age, and now he's going to be quite a bit older, and yet he won't look it, but she will. And we've kind of experienced this story in Smallville and some comics and things where the idea that he grows old and everybody that he knows dies around him from old age, but he never does, and how much sadness that brings him. So that's a bit depressing. But I guess they won't really get into that in this show. This is a very simple but good and emotional show. The Cat Grant Kara goodbye scene, I really enjoyed. It made me teary, and I said this last year, this show does have the ability to make me emotional. So it's a great show. Second episode, much better. Thanks everyone for watching, and remember, always look up in the sky.